It doesn't matter where you're watching from, it's still today's live on Equa Television Africa. My name is Tony J. Nakale and I have Joyce Ayakwari and Sele Elisha Dashon.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
How ready are you for the show today?
Very ready.
Are you as ready as I am?
I think I should catch up.
Are you as ready as I am?
I think so.
Okay. Why? Because you don't know how ready I am?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I might not even be ready. Oh my God. Who gave us this topic today? What caused that pain? What caused that pain? Have you ever been in pain? What caused it? Joyce, have you ever been in pain?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been in pain?
Yes, I have.
Okay. What caused that pain? You fell?
I felt.
It was painful.
It was painful.
You fell too? Have you fallen before?
Yes.
Okay. When last did you fall?
No, it's been long.
I think last year I fell.
You're always falling. You're always
She's
falling.
closer to the ground.
She's closer to the ground. Okay. She has a very tight relationship with the ground. When last did you fall? Last year? And
It's been a long time. I can't
like
remember
3
the
weeks.
last time. No.
Okay.
Like years, you know. I hardly fall.
Okay. Have you ever had a cut on your hand?
Yes.
Or any part of your body? You've
Yes.
had a cut before?
Yes.
Did you have to apply a substance to it?
There are some that,
You just let them be?
like, let's say the last Friday, I had a cut, like I hit my hand with the hammer, but I just ignored it.
Oh, I remember your other sidewalk is carpentry. So
So I didn't have to do anything.
you are building wardrobe for someone?
No,
Okay. You are roofing.
no.
What were you doing with a hammer?
It was a production.
Okay, you are on set, I
Yes, I was
remember.
on set,
Okay, so you hit your hand with a hammer.
Yes.
Did you bleed?
yes. No, it was red and I thought I would lose the finger. Then while doing that, I still hit the second one. So I
Okay.
told my colleagues that remaining this one for me to hit because
Okay.
it was all painful. But I didn't have to do anything.
You know, I'm happy you brought this up. You hit a thumb and then you continued and hit the
Yes,
index finger,
yes,
right?
yes.
Do you know why you hit the index finger?
No.
Because you didn't stop what caused you pain. If you had stopped, you wouldn't hit the index finger. And then there are pains that we must go through, whether we like it or not. We know that we will be pained in this process. We must go through them. Now, you had to go through that pain because there was no way you would leave the production. You needed for that production to be completed and you needed for it to be successful. So you hit that thumb. You hit the thumb, you even thought the finger, it was, and when you were talking about pain, it was painful. You stressed on the pain, but you went ahead to hit the index finger. And you joked about it remaining this three. Had you continued maybe without some careful approach to what you're doing, you would have stayed away from the pain. Sometimes pains are necessary. If you want to get a result, a pain is necessary. Have you ever been bruised or bruised, but you have to apply a substance to the cut or something? Have you ever both
Yes,
of
I
these?
have.
Okay, which one is more painful?
The application
the
of the
application.
That is because there are different types of pains. There is a pain that is required. There is a pain that is needless.
Demands to be felt.
There is a pain that is baseless. There is a pain that you caused by yourself. There is a pain that you shouldn't go through. There is a pain that you are just on your own, it came. Like the pain that you have to apply something to a cut that is more painful than the cut itself. Do you know as kids then, you have a cut, you don't want to show it. Not because they will beat you. But it's one of the reasons though. They'll say, where is iodine?
Yes.
Did they still do iodine?
Just
they
the other day
do.
we were even talking about it. Just the other day we were talking about it by other colleagues. We were talking about, I think, baby cuts or children now, how they play and get injured, then they don't even apply iodine, and we're asking, does iodine still exist?
Yes.
Now it's more of salt,
Spirit.
or
The
spirit,
spirit.
or all of the other things.
So you would wonder sometimes why you have to apply something more painful to get an injury cured? It's because it's of importance. It doesn't just heal you fast, it kills the germs that have settled. If you have the surface that got you caught has
An open wound.
no, what do they call it?
Bacteria.
Rust, bacteria,
Yes.
infection. You can get infected and all that. There is a pain that you cause for yourself. There is a pain that came to you, you didn't plan. Have you ever left your windows open and the rain?
Yes.
It was painful. You would have avoided it if you did the right thing. You understand? So today on the show we are talking about pain, and we are asking what caused that pain. It is a statement, at the same time it is a question. So can you give us an example of a pain that you had gone through and what caused it, and what you would have, if you had done, the pain wouldn't have come? You go first, since you are wearing the same cloth as me.
Okay, I have to think what caused the pain, like if there's a pain that I went through. There are so many situations. I'm just trying to decide which one. Maybe the
Okay,
pain.
which one you can share?
Yes.
Okay, while you decide, Sarah.
Yes.
Okay, the pain I felt was a relationship pain, and I think from the beginning of it, I felt it. You know, there's this saying that says your heart is by the left, but it's always right. So I felt it
I'm
within
hearing
me.
that for the first time.
Okay.
So Sarah, you're a lover girl.
She likes sports.
So
She likes.
Sports.
Ah.
so from the I felt
The heart is by the left.
but it's always right.
It's always right.
Yes.
Please give me pen and paper. Let me add to my punchlines. Go ahead.
So I felt it deep within me that something was not right. But I felt maybe it's because it's been a while I've been in a relationship. So maybe I'm afraid, or I'm trying to get away from it. So why don't I just stay and see? Because I just felt something was not right. But I went on, and then later in between the relationship, some red flags started coming in, and then I kept quiet about it. And then all of a sudden, the young man came up and said, I want a break. And I was like, why the break? And then he was like, I just want a break. And now things started, I would like to say, the puzzle started fixing it, because I felt pained at that time. Like I felt, okay, what did I do? It took me back to what we said yesterday about rules and why we ask the why. Sometimes we don't need to know the why. And I was like, why listen to my heart from the beginning? So this is a pain I would have to pay.
Thank you for sharing.
I would like to
Have you
share. Yes, I have decided which one. This one is mostly related to body pain. There was a time that back in school, there was a time we traveled to the village. My village is a city though, but we traveled to the village and I had to use the firewood to cook. And it was stew
Why
that
do you
I was
love
asked.
embarrassment?
It's not firewood. Have you ever eaten food cooked from the firewood?
It's
Like
poverty.
it's
It's
not.
poverty.
It's not.
It's even against
different.
the law.
To use firewood.
Yes. It's against the law.
Causing deforestation.
Yes.
We
It's
used
against the
okay.
law.
That was back then.
No,
that would be arrested.
civilization is yet to get to wherever that city
No,
is.
that was years ago. Years
But people
ago.
still use the
And
firewood.
people still use firewood
In their village.
everywhere,
in the
even in this city.
Okay. We don't use firewood where I'm from. We use gas and stove.
Should we expose? Should we? Well, let's respect.
I'm from
the
Zion.
village.
Zion is a place in
Okay.
God.
Okay, I was thinking it's the other one that start with G. So I use firewood to make stew, and I remove the coals from the fireplace. Then I left it like to steam to whatever. Then I went to the room. I don't even know what I was doing. Maybe laying down or something. Then I remember that okay, I had something on fire. I ran out without my slippers and I stepped on a coal. and you know, there's this sensation, like it wasn't immediately that I felt the pain, but later I felt as if there was fire under my foot. Then I checked, it was a coal. Already it was already deep, it was, I had the burn already. Then I hid it because first of all, I wasn't supposed to use the firewood to make the food. There were other means available. Then I didn't want to be scolded or rebuked or whatever, so I hid it. I started limping. I was walking in the way, and I was not even wearing shoes to school. I was wearing slippers, and even when they asked me, I would even hide it with socks. They asked me, and we even say it like I was hiding something that needed help, attention. Then later on, there was pus on it, started bringing out a lot of, like I was infected on the my right foot. Then I had to come up clean to say, okay, this was what happened. And it wasn't entirely my fault that, okay, I stepped on the coal, but at least I wasn't wearing, you know, any footwear. Then I had to go through the pain of receiving injections, tetanus injections and all. Thinking about it, I would have avoided that first by wearing a footwear. And secondly, okay, I had the pain already. Why would I want to go through the second pain, you know, if maybe attention wasn't given earlier? You know, maybe I would have lost the leg, the what is it called, the infection will have gone up, because that's what the doctor said. And imagine that kind of carelessness, that I caused it on myself, and it was a pain that should have been avoided. Then I don't know if I can share, just like said, relationship pain. You know, there are times that you expect a lot of things, or you are, I don't know, when it's the beginning of a relationship, there's this happiness, like even when you are angry, you're happy, even when you are sad, you are happy. You just want that thoughts of it. You can be cutting carrots, you can be walking, you can be doing something, and you just be smiling, you know, because there are expectations to it at the end of the day, and you would like to hear from this other person, you like to hear good things, you just like to meet, talk, how was your day and all. Then later on, when you start having problems, you know, issues, the things that he used to do before, maybe he stopped doing them, or one issue or the other will start coming in. I don't know why we always have those situations that the beginning of a relationship is always different, you know, at the middle of it, and even the end is always painful, because at the end it's mostly like, okay, you know that this thing is going to end. You are just expecting something different, and already there are times that you know that these things is going to end. Then you start grooming yourself to accept it. Then you start feeling the pain even before you know the person will come up to you, or for you to even decide. There are times that in the relationship, you know, okay, it's not working out. Then you start feeling the pains. You start grooming yourself. You are open to the pain, so that when you decide finally, you know that, okay, you are leaving, you expect less pain, you know. So sometimes there was a relationship like that that I had to put myself in it, that, okay, this thing is not working out, and I don't want to hear, okay, let's sit down, talk about it, okay, decide that. I decided on my own, especially when things are not working out. I always decide on my own. Do you know what? I should have sense in this. You can't force somebody to be at the same level of that love thing you have for him or her. And just because you love someone doesn't mean that the person must love you back in the same quantity. What?
You've had a heart before?
No. Generally.
Okay, I thought you were talking about you.
No, generally. I'm talking general.
Okay.
You know, you shouldn't expect, okay, because you give this amount of love to this person, that you should expect
in return
the same quantity. That's how sometimes we feel pain about it. So in my case, like, I started feeling, do you know what, this thing is not going to work out. Let me just feel the pain now, you know, avoid what will happen later, for the person to even come up to say, okay, do you know what, I don't want to do this again. Because definitely I'll ask why. And my asking of why is the closure. And yesterday he said, why is it necessary, you know, for us to always ask that why. We have rules, we know these people, we know their principles. When things don't happen, at least it should just end.
Wow, that was very elaborate. And I like the point that you said, people will be happy, you know, foolishly in a relationship early in the... Did you say foolishly? I'm just adding.
No, I said even when you're angry, you're happy.
Okay. So what do you describe that as? Wisdom or foolishness?
I don't think it's any of them.
The two, okay.
Yes, I just feel
so as fine and as educated and as top-notch girls, you and Sele, men have broken up with you?
Most times.
Yes or no? Just yes, they have. No, they have not.
Yes.
Yes.
He has or they have.
Is it for the both of us?
Yes,
now?
for both of you. Answer for yourself.
Okay, he has.
He has.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has.
Yeah. Not they have.
No, he.
Not they have. Okay. Why would somebody go into a relationship with you and break up with you? Be very honest.
Expectations.
Expectation differs. What you hope to get in the relationship, and at a point you realize that you're having two different expectations. There is no meeting point at the end of the day, even though from the beginning he made it or presented it that it was okay with the both rules you both had, but along the line you realize that
Are you in the same?
There are so many factors, you know, that someone can break up, and there are so many factors why this person broke up with me. You know, there are the maybe family factor. I don't want you to date this person. Maybe he gets to hear. You understand? My family are not accepting him, and he will carry his things and just go, or decide that okay, he's leaving, or just like Sele said, maybe expectations. I wasn't like coming up with things he wanted, you know, and I had my own principles. Maybe the time that he wants us to do one or two things, that's the time that okay, I am focused in other things, and maybe he wants someone available, you know.
This is not a love show, but since we are talking about pain, let's digress a bit and help those that are about to be pained in this thing. At what point should a lady fall in love in a relationship truly?
Fall in love.
Truly. Be very sincere. At what point? Let me see. If I will blame these guys that broke up with you, I will blame you. At what point?
Well, from experience, I think a lady should
globally accepted. At what point?
Okay, globally.
Okay, you can personalize it. It's okay. It's fine.
Okay, let me do the globally, then personalize. For me personally, I think there should be no time at all for the lady to fall. Like, for me, don't ever fall in love. Just allow in love to come to you, then reciprocate by, you know, nurturing it. Then globally, I think you should fall in love when you are settled with him, or I don't know what is acceptable now, but for me personally,
I feel globally is when he is stable financially, psychologically, and every other point, when he is emotionally intelligent, because mostly our emotions drive us. We mostly use our emotions, we don't use our head. So use your head and carry your emotionally stable.
When she's most emotionally stable,
strong
with the guy,
yes,
she should fall in love.
She should grow in love.
Which one should I work with? Falling or growing?
Growing. Growing.
You love falling, that's why. Every lady will be in pain as long as. Okay, why should we talk about this? Let's not talk about.
Because we're talking pain.
Because we're talking about pain. And
okay, so in other words, you have interest. You want to hear what I have to say. Who will buy me lunch?
Martha.
Which Martha?
Martha, cameraman.
My Martha.
Yes. Because you've been buying her lunch, so
I won't allow Martha to buy me anything. I will always buy her stuff.
Okay, your cheerleader, Hassan.
You see, most of the people who fall in love, girls who fall in love, they fall in love with strangers. You fall for what you were told. You didn't fall for what you saw. You didn't have expectations. That's why you will be in pain later. Ladies are in a hurry to fall in love. They will not show you. They are already in love, even before the guy said it. Go and check. This guy, woo! It happens.
But is that love?
You have. You have. What is love?
Maybe you just admired something.
Okay. Did you express it?
You know, there's something with ladies.
You know, that's your problem. You don't like to listen. That's why even in the relationship, you are always in pain. when the guy is talking. No, this is it. We don't want that. Yesterday I was at a church. They were doing a Valentine's show. I was so emotional. Some young children acted. And I was given chance to speak. And I told them, I said, guys want cool-headed girls. Ephesians, I read Ephesians, love. And then it says, God is the savior of the body. Can you imagine? God is the savior. As Christ loved the church. As Christ loved the church. In whose name does the church come?
Christ's name.
In whose name does the church pray?
Christ.
In whose name do they gather?
Christ.
So they do everything unto the Lord. That is the example for how a woman should respond to a man in love. Don't be in a hurry to show that you are in love. Let them tell you first. We practice love in a very funny way, especially ladies. The guy you will be crying, he will go about. The next you will even hear that he's going out with your friend. Which one is more painful? You guys are supposed to be hard. Do you understand? Let the guy labor before he has you as his lover. When I mean labor, I don't mean cry, come, you don't want to see him. No. If you will tell the truth, there are things you did, they were not right for you to do them in a relationship. You did them. What were these things? Sending messages you have no business sending, over expressing the love that you have. Cheap. I'm a guy, I'm a man, I'm telling you this. One who is in a hurry to sell a car because the car is giving him problems. That's how men get rid of ladies. When you choke people, okay, love is a garden. When you bring thorns on top of the roses, on top of the beautiful grass, on top of all of these things, it chokes them and it stops them from growing. Make guys earn you. Don't make them have you. You are rushing. You are already at the venue that he said you should come. He will tell you traffic and all that. You didn't even have a car. There is a point that a lady should start falling in love. It's not a time, it's a point. That is the point where you have accepted all the standards. That is the point where you have accepted his personality. That is the point where family cannot say no. Because the reason why you are angry that family is saying no is because you are already in love with him. Family didn't know him. Family didn't know your intentions. Family didn't know nothing about him. And then you planned everything alone. And then you told family, somebody is coming to greet you next week. Wow, she's bringing a guy who? You just mentioned the name. You're like, oh my God. Do you know that in their family, they have many witches and wizards? What has that got to do with your wedding? That is why you get pained. This is the person I love. This is this. And family will start praying. Okay, since she's insisting, let's let them marry. You marry, they will start praying for you to have problems. Just so that they can tell you, Shebi, we warned you. The point is, let everything ripe by itself. You can be with a guy for 2 years. You have not had any relationship with him. You just have a cordial relationship. It's no, wow, I'm missing you. I love you. Oh, I love you too. You are my sunrise. You are all of these things that you say that you don't mean. Do you know how we know you don't mean all these things? When you fight, the magnitude with which women fight a man that they are related to, it reminds us that all the things you have been telling us, you never really meant any. And then pain must settle in, whether you like it or not. Pain must settle in. At what point? That was the point. If he's asking you out that I want to be sleeping with you, oh, that's just it. If you agree, there will be no pain now, Abi. Because it was spelled from the beginning. But the pain comes with remembrance. See how you are so humble, as if you are listening to me. You will do what you want to do anyway. Are you not ladies? But I'm just talking to maybe someone that is watching now, listening, and maybe learning a few things. It doesn't. Everybody must not learn from what we're saying, because some people are high up there, knowing love more than us and knowing pain more than us. You will forget that this guy has a competition. You have a competition too. Now, I'm in the studio. I have you, and I intend to be in love with you. Joyce Iyakwari will not matter to me. The lady that is controlling the social media in the studio will not matter to me. My pretty camera lady, Martha, will not matter to me. The other lady in the studio will not matter to me. Why? Because at that point, they are not even options. But start messing up. That's why I was, Joyce Iyakwari, come to think about it, why didn't I even go to Joyce first? Number one, she's taller. Number two, she's this. Number three, she even has a car. She has this. I'll start considering she would become your competition immediately. We think about, when we sit down as men, we get emotional. We just don't cry about stuff, but we get emotional. We can be broken over relationship issues more than you do. We just man it up and not show it. We do that. We do that. Check around. There are men around you that are married. Let their wife say, come home now, without explanation. You look for them, you won't see them. No matter how hard they are, they would go home. Why? Because the woman is calling them home. And when they get home, she'll be like, I've missed you. They can't beat her. They can't say anything. Next time when she says, come home, you'll be like, what is it again? What is it again? Are you okay? They will call. She will not pick. Or even if she picks, are you okay? Just come. Just come. I'll explain. Let me not come and hear that you are just missing. Just come. He will be pained. He would have a lot of things, but he cannot fight it. But you, women, when you are pained, you feel you are obligated to explain your pain. Somebody must listen to you. The more you explain it, the more pain, the more in pain you become.
So at what point?
The point that you should fall in love is when you find out what he's really looking for. Is he looking for you, or is looking for a relationship? If he's looking for a relationship, what is the duration? If it's a short-term relationship, are you available for that? If it's a lifetime relationship, are you ready for it? If he intends to love you a lifetime, how is he going about it? Of course, men can say things and change later. That is the reason why you have to be in it for a while. Because some of you say it will not take time. His character, he will show his character. What do you used to say? That he can hide his character, you won't know his true color. It's not true. It's not true. You can express love to someone your own way without necessarily giving in cheaply to the things that he's demanding. When he's asking you, he will just send you a message. What is this new eatery in Jos that everybody is crazy about? Yes, everybody is crazy about that. They will just call you, let me take you to Domino's. Woo! 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 He will rate you. A man can rate. Do you know what? His friends can advise you and tell you, that one is Domino's that is a problem. Just tell her that you take her to Domino's. She will come, she'll be moody and all that, but in her heart, she wants it. You see, let a guy know that you can afford your lunch. Let him know that you are Miss Independence. Do you understand the point? Let him know that, yes, you need the love, but disregard all these things that you are thinking they mean love. That way, you will man up in a relationship the right way, the positive man up. Of course, you are revelatory to him. You reference him. You give him the respect and all of that. But you have boundaries. If the guy is not dancing to your tune, he's not meant for you. Sometimes we want to stay because, when will a man come? Oh, man. So you are, in other words, you are willing to settle with anything that is man. Don't forget, the pain is louder when you are married. At that point, you have to stay with the pain. You can't go out. But now, Shady is just, two of you said somebody came and left.
Yes.
Who is putting you under church discipline that you have to go and bring the person back? Nobody. So that means this is the point that they can come and leave. But when you stay true to someone, you give him your heart and you say, we are marrying, and you agree to marry, click.
No backing out.
Well, people say no backing out, they back out at the end.
But you made a statement earlier on where you said pain demands to be felt. So at what point?
I said a certain pain.
Okay, a certain pain.
I described different types of pain. Joyce, do you remember? I said some pains should come to make us grow. Some pain, you don't expect them. Some pain, we caused it by ourselves. That's the preamble I laid earlier.
Okay, so since we're looking at emotions and pain, what now is the thin line where there's this pain that is demand to be felt? Like you need to go
it
through
happens naturally. It happens naturally. When you are married to a man, for instance, like I said earlier, and he's misbehaving, it's painful. But because of your beliefs as a Christian, you have to stay in it. You have to. You swore that for richer, for poorer, in sickness, in health, for better, that is the worst. For worse. So you swore. It's a pregnant statement. So you will stay. Say, I will stay. Good. Joyce, why are you quiet? Are you still on the show?
I will listen to you.
So basically, we should not let it all out. We should explain what we want. Are you willing to cope? Well, I am a hard person. I'm a hard guy. I don't love the way you are asking, but because I love you, I will make efforts. So he starts trying, and when he's trying, don't tell him he's not trying enough. Encourage him to do more. There are men that are willing to stay even when they notice that you are this way. They're like, wow, I want to stay. Okay. Have you ever had a situation where a guy broke up with you and he came back and he said he's sorry, continue, and you continued? Have you ever had? It happens. He will come back to say he was sorry, and then you will continue. And sometimes it's time that we really tell if he's really sorry or not. Because if he goes back to doing the same thing that he left earlier, then that means he should leave for good now and not come back. Because men are very, very, like, we don't care sometimes when we want to punish you. There is nothing like submission in a relationship, no matter how else you are treated. I'm telling you, no matter how else you are treated.
Well, I think from everything you said, I want to add up to this, and I might be from a different perspective based on maybe the general, will I say acceptable? I don't know, but you see, in relationship, most times there is how we give men the power to rule over, to control. Yes, men are the leaders, men are the heads, but it sometimes feels as if the ladies don't have a say, or sometimes it feels as if you as a lady are supposed to just be there without any control, without any. No, we tend to forget that sometimes we are the most important already. I'm not saying it based on gender roles or whatsoever, because we give our consent. If you are coming to me to ask me out, I think basically it's on me now to accept you. But at the end of the day, we just, even when we accept, you don't even know our power. If I'm not if I didn't accept you, we will not be in a relationship. I won't even be forced, you understand? Then we forget our power when we get into the relationship, that we accept things that are not even love. I feel I've always had these idea that love shouldn't have some rules that will control it, and there should be principles to it, there should be guidelines, but there are some rules that, okay, some people can even advise you, if you do this, you know, it won't work out. If you do that, it won't work out. What is love? If you check, we've always defined love, and we always say, okay, go to the Bible and know what love is. Love is kind. Love is this. Love, so many beautiful things about love. If you start receiving things that are not beautiful, I don't think it's love. If a man in a relationship start behaving as if, you know, he shows you things that are not love, I think that's the time you should start preparing your mind, start preparing your heart, you know. And just like you said, there should be a point to fall in love. When you are protective of that you know that, okay, this man is kind to me, this man is a provider, this man is a protector, this man is this man is that, he's a godly man, he is putting me in the right path and all, you know, not pretense, not just genuinely. There are people that are enjoying relationships that you feel, where did they even get this person from? Do you understand? Because he's genuine and he's intentional about what he wants at a particular time, and he's intentional about what he wants with you, you know, and that's why he's doing all these things. That's the time you should know now this love is giving me, let me nurture it, let me reciprocate. But when you just settle for just everything or anything, and you're like, okay, do you know what, yes, he's a man, at least I have a man in my life, because there are people that say that, at least I have a man in my life. What about others that don't? So let me appreciate the one I have. That I'm talking relationship now, not marriage. Then you start accepting the average. A man will talk to you with so much hatred in his you know, countenance or heart, or so much dislike, or you will even treat you as if you are a basic, you know, and you still accept it. While at home, when they talk to you like that, or your father even behave that way, you pack your things and say, you are not loved in this. We don't know how to, you know, leave things that are not sustainable, things that are not in line with what we want. And it's because we don't know what love is at the end of the day, and that's why we have this so much pain from it. If you're in a situation that, okay, now you're asking me out and I accepted, okay, let's go ahead and see, as in, and be in a relationship, I should be intentional, you should be intentional. But when I see that you are not, and I'm just the one being all that thing, I should have the sense that, okay, this thing is not valid. This thing is not, you know, in line with what I want. Leave.
True.
Leave.
I picked two things from what you said, Joyce. The love and the personality. Let me explain this. Love has no rules. You have perfectly described it, but people do. And the people are the practitioners of the love. So directly or indirectly, love has rules. Why? Because I am going to be the one to be in love with you. I am going to be the one to be in love with her. I relate to her differently. I'm going out with both of you at the same time. I'm relating to her differently. I'm relating to you differently. Why do you think I'm doing that? It's based on who both of you are to me. Have you ever had up to 2 relationships in your life?
At the same time?
No.
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay. Both of them, were they the same?
No.
Why? What did they come to do to you? Love. They came to love you. But did they express it the same way?
No.
No. So love has no rules, rightly said and accepted. But people that are practicing it have rules. If you can remember, what Uncle A will accept, Uncle B will not accept. It has nothing to do with love. It has a lot to do with their personality and how they perceive love. That is why I have 4 sisters. And all of them are, I think the youngest should be 39 or so. Our last born, she should be 39 or so. February, yeah, I think she should be 39. And then, she would be 39, yes. And there are 4 of them in my house. Do you know what, Joyce? I talk to my sisters, even the older ones, about love. The last time I did that was yesterday. Yesterday night. I'll call my sister's Valentine. I don't do Valentine. People around me know I don't do anything Valentine. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. In fact, if you ask me personally, I'll say it's evil. It's not godly. I don't do it personally. This is not Ekwa speaking now. It's Tony Nakali. Personally, I don't do it. It's evil. The person who did it is not a believer. So why should I imbibe something that is coming from an unbeliever? He doesn't even know anything about love to talk about. If he practiced it the way that is falling in line with people's emotion, that is what left to them. But me, I know how love should be practiced, and I'm practicing it the way it should be practiced. Why did you make me derail? Praise the Lord. Say hallelujah. Now, let me explain. See, when a man comes to your life, please try and find out. Ask. Let them know that this means a lot to you. What does love mean to you? How do you want me and you to walk this thing called love? How? Because honestly, Chuang, I love you. And I'm willing to stay with you for as long as you want to stay with me. But I want to know, I don't want to be hurt. I don't want this, I don't want that. I want to know this. I want to understand this. I don't want to be in pain. We're not talking about pain from relationship, but since you guys are hammering on it, let's talk about it. Do you know that yesterday there were people that are still not happy because nobody showed them love because it was a Lover's Day? Do you know that people that are still in pain, nobody called them, nobody wished them, nobody said, let's go out, nobody said this, nobody. I heard people were making plans, people were at various places, people were saying, we're in this, come and see families, come and see this. It's fake. I don't believe in it. So this is a point. If you believe so much in Valentine and you are married to me, and suddenly it's 14th, and you say, Babumbulus, I can't see you making any plans for this night. What are we doing? Well, let's do what we normally do. Sit at home and eat and sleep. That is how. No, me, I'm from a family that we celebrate. You see, these are things that can even cause you pain. You expected, he didn't do.
So expectation caused the pain.
Of course. But you see, me personally, I can decide to take you out if I'm going out with you on that day, if it will make you happy. But don't mention Valentine to me. Don't tag Valentine to the reason why I took you out. If you do anything, you pay the bill and meet me at home. Because you enter my car. I don't believe it. It's me. If you say take me out on that day, I will take you out. But go out and be regular. If you want to wear red and wear it alone, I don't believe in it. But because I love you, I have kids, and my children don't know what's Christmas clothes. I don't do Christmas clothes for my children. They don't know it. One time, we had a quarrel at home. Why everybody's wearing? I said, that's the reason me, I don't do it. I don't do Christmas clothes. I don't believe in it. I don't buy Christmas clothes. I like my children to have multiple clothes that are new. They can pick one to wear on Christmas. But I can't go to the market purposely because it's Christmas. Then I buy you Christmas clothes. Then one time, I was away. I think I didn't spend Christmas here. Then their mother bought them Christmas clothes. They were angry. Do you know why? They looked for where they wrote Christmas clothes. They didn't see it. They were never used to it. They looked for Christmas clothes. They didn't see it. They said, where is the Christmas clothes? Where is it? They checked the tags, everything. They didn't see it. So when we spoke at night, and they told me that they got them clothes, but nothing was written. They didn't write Christmas clothes. I said, that is the idea. It's vague. It's baseless. When you see people who bother about things like that, it's people that in most cases they can't afford it. So they cause pain for themselves for something that is just ceremonial. And I'm surprised to see where the time is. Look at be yourself. The second thing is not to follow the trend. I would rather be left alone with my belief than do anything. Think about it.
It's very important to cut down on expectations. Just like this example you cited now, it took me back to growing up. Just imagine that you are not used to Christmas clothes, you don't even buy for your children. I'm from a different background, that my father was always buying us Christmas clothes. Like me and my siblings must wear the same thing, you know, wear the same shoes, do the same hairstyle and everything. Then we grew up with that we even go to the market on our own to buy, you know, things that are alike. But now I've cut down on that because I know that, okay, people are from different backgrounds, people are from different experiences, and I know that that as an example because it's okay, this is, you know, how I want my own family to be, or how I want how my husband will want his own family to be. We should at least talk about them, decide, or ask questions. How was your childhood? Some people go into relationship without even knowing what exactly.
The only thing they ask is, do you know there is a new place, should we go there? Can you take me out? You know, when you even go to places like that are meant for conversations. Why would you just go down and sit, order for food, correct that it is coming late, order for drink, it's not cold, let's go somewhere, I beg. You go somewhere, you cannot, of course, truly. It's sad that if you cannot say, if you cannot go out and have a conversation, even when you sparked up the conversation, the guy is just like, are you loving the food? What has that got to do with us? We left food at home to come here. At least we came to, like, you know, we came to wrap a taste, right? Okay, I'm not.
No. Your point.
Okay, you are not agree with what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing.
Okay, because honestly, a relationship that is not discussed, there is a level that you discuss, you get to a point. Then how fertile that conversation or discussion becomes sustains the relationship. Why? Because there is a preamble that was laid. You already understand. If I break this, his favorite mug. Why? Because he has talked about it several times. This is his spot. He likes parking here. Let me park my own car here. All of these things, you would come over them. You would discuss. Don't be saying, why must everything be ruled? Why must my husband park here? Let me park here. If you know that this is his spot, leave it for him. Take your own. If you know that he doesn't like too much salt, if I cook the food without the salt, give him the salt to put the way he wants. If you know that this man, he likes snoring,
then you go to the parlor where
sleep with 2 pillows.
It's very important to know all these things. There's a time that someone was trying to see, okay, that we go into a relationship. What I did was I made him my friend first, and he started talking about, he was so free, comfortable to talk to me about everything. And mostly what we talk about was his childhood trauma. Like he had this trauma, like some experiences. And I started thinking to myself, not to judge him in any way, but will I be able to accommodate all these excesses? What if it affects my own? Because definitely maybe I have my own pain from my own family. What if it interferes, you understand? Or sometimes his expectations, because maybe he didn't get this in his own family, he will want me to do that. And he might even start seeing me as a mother, you know, because of those childhood trauma, and not even as a girlfriend or as a wife. And so many of these things. I sat down and analyzed it, and I came up with the conclusion that no, you know what, I'd rather I have this as a friend. He should marry someone, you know, that maybe has a less traumatic experience.
See how you just discarded God's sense.
No.
Yeah, the kind of people that a man will call you, say his belt is old.
No, it's not.
Just look at certain history.
I was just being honest with myself, you know.
Right.
That's not the situation.
Okay,
I was just being honest with myself.
Explain what I said in English.
Can you see his footwear? All look like
right legs.
All are like the right leg. So I had to decide, like, okay, do you know what, this person shouldn't, we shouldn't even, you understand? And at the end of the day, he agreed with it, since maybe
Did you
I don't
find out why he told you that?
Yes.
Why?
Trust, and he wanted someone to talk.
Okay. You didn't think at that point that he would need help from you, and you are the only person that could help you?
Yes. I was acting like
Let me tell you something, Joyce. When people like that find people that accept who they are, oh my God, the relationship thereafter is inexplainable. Because people have There are men that are men with special needs. Like you have child with special. Men are like that. A man is just looking, he has money, he has everything, he has all the things that the world can offer, but he's impotent. When he finds a woman that is willing to love him truly, he will die for that woman. When you find men that have a particular ailment and they are looking for somebody that can take care of them, oh, this woman is to die for. He gives you the world or he dies trying. You know, so I think, but it's nice that you said you told him your mind. At least it's something you felt you may not be able to cope with, and you told him. Why? Because maybe you don't want to come back home and hear him crying, and you have to go and say.
You know, there were so many other situations around it.
But I feel if somebody comes and he's expressing himself in that way and help can be given tirelessly, like, because it's going to be continual. As long as you have not had the ability to heal that trauma, it will still be with him. And if it's still with him, you are willing to deal with it for a very long period of time. Pain can come from every angle. People have retired from work, their pension is not coming as it should. You are looking at your child crying, no food, rent not paid. Pain can come from there. Pain can come from separation. A woman who has lost her husband, the husband meant the whole world to her. 20 years later, she's not thinking of any man as a man. She's just there. Pain can come from different angles. You have an ailment that is not curable. You understand? Is pain. Why people are living freely? You have a sickness that only you is aware of. That trauma is terrible. That trauma is terrible. There was a time that we had a friend. He was late. And he was diagnosed with a particular, and we said, uncle, this thing in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, hospital can cure it. He cried, he finished like this. And then he became a drug addict and then he died, you know, from the drugs. He took 4 liters of what they inject dead bodies with to, what do you call it, embalmment, this, one of the chemicals. He took about 4 liters of it, you know. He slept for 2 weeks and some days, and then that was the end. And then I think they said we should round up the show. Did they say that?
Yes.
Okay. So who will round up the show? Okay, since you're afraid, Victor, let me close the show. Are you ready? Okay, Victor is ready. Thank you very much for watching today's live with Equa Television. We talked about pain and we talked about what could possibly cause the pain that you are going through. The show was a little bit playful, but we do that most of the time so that we can get our balance if we are knocked off our feet from the tension. We had a few comments. Patience Habu, I am with you. Patience Habu still said, I am with you, Equa Television. Patience Habu is the only one who made comments. She sent us a picture of people holding only God knows what. And if you're on Facebook, you can go and watch that. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. On behalf of Tony, Jane, Akali, and every other staff of Equa Television, we are grateful you watched the show. Thank you very much, Victor, for doing a very brilliant edit on the show live. Thank you, Joyce Yalkwari. Thank you, Sele, and every other person who made the show possible. Camera, crew, everybody. Thank you very much. Equa Executive, we can't thank you enough for giving us the opportunity to showcase what God has embedded within us. Supporters of Equa Television, we love you. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow when we come with another topic. From me to you is bye. Be kind to one another. See you tomorrow.